Hello, breaking news. Andrew Caldwell has been arrested. Andrew Caldwell is in jail. Breaking news. And this is my psychic tarot reading on Andrew Caldwell. See what's going on with Motha. Thank you for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment, share with your friends and family. If you would like a personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading from me or an astrology birth chart reading from me, I am an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader. Check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I'd love to do a reading for you. Purchase your reading directly from my website within 24 hours. I'll send you an email confirmation letting you know that I received your payment within 1 to 3 days or sooner. Typically, it's sooner than 3 days. It's sooner than 1 to 3 days. We'll get your reading done as soon as possible after your payment, okay? That being said, love and light, and let's go ahead and see what's going on with Andrew. So, allegedly, Andrew got in some sort of altercation. The police were called, and Motha was taken to jail for, I read and heard, assault. I want to see what's going on with Andrew Caldwell. What were the circumstances leading up to Motha going to jail? Why was Motha taken to jail? What's going on with Andrew Caldwell right now while he is detained? I personally, try not to, make any, type of situation like this a laughing matter, but I will have to say, karma is wow. All right. Let's see. What happened with Andrew Caldwell? Before 2 of coins, interesting in the past position. Was Motha having a mood swing? Up and down, mood swing. Maybe she was going through something. I heard that he tried to pick someone up or was flirting with someone. Someone turned him down, and that made him upset. There's something here about mood swing, but I feel like before even going into that situation, he was upset about something. He was like frustrated about something. The Strength card here in the present position. The Hanged Man. Usually I feel like when Andrew has moments of really, really going off like this, I feel like, I don't know if he calls someone or he does something or says some sort of prayer to calm him down. But I feel like there was no outlet for him to kind of get himself in gear, get himself in check and calm down before going off the deep end here and doing what he did to get him in jail. I mean, this is the hangman, but the hangman has, his hands behind his back, like, he's being handcuffed. However, because the hanged man is upside down in this picture, I feel like Andrew was he walked into a trap. He kind of had, like I said, this was karma. He had some sort of lingering energy around him that was eventually going to get him caught up anyway. But I feel like it deals with the law. Like, eventually something was going to catch up with him. I don't know why the police were called or under the circumstances the police were called, but I feel like the police did some sort of investigation on Andrew on the spot, and I feel like that's what led him to going to jail. Alright? So maybe they pulled up his file or his report in some way, shape, or form, and it was kind of like, we got him. We found him. So if Motha called the cops, maybe that wasn't the smartest decision. And I feel like if he did call the cops, he must have not been in his right mind. He must have been overcome with adrenaline or anger or something like that. Like, or maybe someone else called the cops. I'm not seeing that so far. I feel like Motha owes a lot of debt. He owes a lot of debt, and his debt is just going to get larger and larger after this. Alright? I feel like partly that's why he's going to court is he owes money. He owes debt in some way, shape, or form. And he hasn't been making payments, I feel like. And there's, I remember saying something in my last reading I did it about on him 2 months ago prior to this event. I don't remember what I said all in that reading because at the time I was actually doing my reading at work and I didn't have cards with me. That's a whole different story. Go check out that reading. I think it's titled "Is Andrew Chad Caldwell okay?" But I think Andrew's hoping for the best. He's believing the best will turn around for him. I'm not too sure about that. I see him working with a woman, maybe a case manager in some way, shape, or form. It can also be someone who's like some sort of religious stature, is maybe working with him to calm him down or working with him to sort of get him out of this situation in some shape or form. So I don't know if he has like a caseworker or maybe like a lawyer or something like that. The High Priestess, I don't necessarily see that as like a lawyer. But I think he's gonna be in there for a while. I think he might be in there for a couple months at the least. Depending on the charges, it could be longer, like up to like a year or more. I'm picking up. I feel like he just has so much already, like, on the table against him prior to this event that he's gonna have to fight through. But he might eventually get off on like probation. So I do definitely feel like when he gets off, though, he's gonna have certain stipulations. So I feel like it's probation. I feel like. I feel like he may get off eventually on probation, or when he gets off, he may be on some sort of probation or something like that. Probationary period, I'm hearing. But when he gets out, he has to be very careful. Because he could just as quickly go right back in, and this can become a cycle. You do not want this to become a cycle, and I don't want to laugh, but I mean, this is not good, Andrew. I mean, you're a public figure, all right, and therefore it's easy for people to pin you down and call the cops on you if you do something wrong, especially if you're on live all the time. So, I mean, really think this thing through after you have this experience. All right. I just want to see what's going to be the outcome of this situation. How long will he be detained? What's going to be the outcome of Andrew Caldwell being arrested? What's going to be the outcome of Andrew Chad Caldwell being arrested? What's going to be the outcome of Andrew Chad Caldwell being arrested? What's going to be the outcome of Andrew Chad Caldwell being arrested? How long will he be in jail? He better be on his best behavior. I know that. He better be on his best behavior. Because they will add more time to him, no problem. We might hear about him getting more time if he doesn't, really get it together. Mm, I think he's gonna be in there for a while. I think he's gonna be in there for a couple months, at the least. There's just so much against him. I mean, I feel like he has at least he could have at least 6 charges currently in the courts. And with this one being the 7th. Or it could be 6 and this one being one of the 6. But I feel like he has quite a few charges to work through before he gets released. And I think there's gonna something's gonna come out where I think something's gonna come out where he may have been doing some stuff people didn't know about. I'm wondering if he was stealing money, if he was doing some sort of fraud or scam that's going to be found out while he's behind bars. Wow, Andrew, this is not good. I'm just looking at the cards. I think you're going to be in there for a while. I think you'll get out. I don't think you'll be in there past a year. But there's potential for that to be delayed for bad behavior. All right. It's weird because I'm looking for your family, and it's like I don't know if your family doesn't have enough money, or it's just not a good situation. I think you're gonna owe a lot of money after this is all over. You're gonna be in a lot of debt, sir. And I also think there's something about you where you may be a little bit traumatized by the police as well. Like, anytime you see a police officer, like, you will completely go the other way after this. But this is karma, y'all. I mean, this is just really karma. My last question is, what is Andrew going to go through while he's behind bars? How will Andrew change as an individual? Will he change? What will Andrew I'm talking like him now. What will Andrew go through behind bars? What will life be like for Andrew behind bars? How will Andrew change while behind bars? Remember, if you want your own personal reading from me, check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I'm available for personal readings, and I would love to read for you. How will he change? Well, I definitely don't think he's going to be delivered. Not with the Lover's card coming out. I think a lot of people are gonna know who he is. And I think a lot of people are going to want to try him, if you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back talking about how the devil tempted him to be undelivered. But I didn't. He did. Especially if the devil card comes out, he did. How will he change though? He's gonna try to be more of a man now. He's gonna try to be more of a man. But he's gonna talk about how he learned how to be a man behind bars. He learned about manhood and this and that. There's gonna be some sort of older man. I feel like that takes some sort of liking to Andrew, is almost like a mentor to him. Could be some sort of religious figure. I feel like he's gonna want to get out of St. Louis. He's gonna have to start making his money honestly. And he's gonna have to suck it up when he gets out on my. Oh man, you think the internet was clowning you before? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Right above the King of Cups. Is Andrew going to come out and say he has a boo? A gay boo when he gets out of jail? Is there going to be some sort of bae? Is Andrew going to be one of those people who, when he gets out, he's waiting for someone else to get out? When he's on live and he says, "Oh, I gotta go, y'all. I have a phone call," and it's bae calling from jail. Well, I can't wait for you to get out. I miss you so much. I miss our time, behind bars. Andrew. Okay. I feel like prison's gonna be a traumatic experience, or jail's gonna be a traumatic experience for Andrew because it's going to trigger his sexuality. I'm sticking to it. It's gonna trigger his sexuality. Especially if he's behind bars for a couple months, y'all. It's going to trigger his sexuality. I'm telling you. I'm predicting it right now. He's talking about he don't like to eat the booty and blah blah blah. Okay, we'll see. It's going to trigger his sexuality and the cycle continues. He goes to church and he's delivered again. I don't like women's no more. And I'm wondering, interestingly enough, if can someone figure out the circumstance behind that video of him initially going viral? Can someone figure out if he had went to jail any time prior to that video actually going viral? I would say within a year prior to that video going viral was Andrew in jail. Maybe even, I'll go back so far as to maybe 2 or 4 years. Was Andrew in jail at any point? Because if he was in jail, I feel like once again jail triggered his sexuality. He probably had a sexual or more than one sexual encounter, I don't know, in jail, and maybe something happened, he was triggered again, and he felt like he had to become delivered. And then here he goes into church in 2014, getting up and announcing to the world, "I am delivered. I like women. I like women's. I don't like men's no more." Remember I was talking about in the initial video how I think that he did that because it was due to trauma. I'm wondering if there's trauma around jail, I think, for Andrew. There's trauma around jail, but it deals with, first of all, going to jail, dealing with the police, but it deals with his sexuality, y'all. I'm telling you, if he comes out again, after he gets out this time, and he has another I'm delivered moment, it's a cycle. And jail is the trigger. Which triggers, therefore, his sexuality, because, therefore, we know jail is, a place where men, tend to experiment and things like that. Let's keep it real. I'm just saying. You can call me crazy, but whenever I get called crazy, it always happens. Alright, y'all. I love y'all. This has been the Andrew Caldwell Psychic Tarot reading. It makes sense. And you know what this all centers around, Andrew? It centers around your in the closetness. If you would just come out of the closet, this probably would have never happened. Can you believe that? Something as small, maybe not as small and insignificant as coming out of the closet, because I know that's hard for a lot of people, but in the grand scheme of things, something so small and significant could have helped you avoid such a not so small and insignificant event such as this. Gay Pride, you all. Oh, speaking of Gay Pride, let me come back. I have to pull one more card for Andrew. So I have this homemade oracle card deck, and the reason why I said Gay Pride was because I actually have a Pride card in here. Got some dust on it. But let's see. Let's pull a card for Andrew. What's going to be the outcome for Andrew after this situation? What is the overall meaning for this situation for Andrew? What is the overall meaning in this situation for Andrew? What is the overall meaning in this situation for Andrew? Not interested, time to move on. Don't let the behaviors of others destroy your inner peace. Well, maybe it was true then that someone wasn't interested and Andrew should have moved on and not let the behavior of someone else destroy his inner peace, but instead he let it destroy his inner peace, and look what happened. I think with Andrew, he feels like he can force his way into things. He can oh, you don't like me, I'll force you to like me. It doesn't work like that, Alright, what a reading. Love you guys. Thank you for listening and watching, and I wish Andrew Caldwell the best, alright? God bless and no stress, and remember, if you want your own personal reading from me, I am available at LamarrTownsendTarot.com. You can also follow me on my social media pages. My Instagram is at Lamarr Townsend Tarot, and my Facebook is Lamarr Townsend Tarot as well. Love and light. And I'll see you for your own personal reading. And subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you hit the bell.